Well, welcome to an episode of the Drive Marketing. Tonight, Corey and I have the pleasure to visit with an old buddy of ours from the big state of Texas, Quincy West, owner and operator of QW Livestock, with a new location in Vernon, Texas. Quincy, good to have you on.
Yes, sir. It's good to be here.
Absolutely, man. I've anticipated this from your text message on, hey, I got something I want to let the world know about, and I want to use the Drive Marketing to do it. But before we get into all that, hey, for those of you that for someone that hasn't met you yet, hasn't been around you yet, let the world know a little bit about Quincy before we get kicked off.
Yeah, for sure. So the past couple of years, I've lived in Hereford and also had a place in Pilot Point, Texas. Just recently sold both of those and now moved to Vernon, where just to have more country to where I can run more cows and actually rains there, and that's about it.
I got you. And then speaking of that, having some more country and running some more cows, we're going to sit here and visit a little bit about some purebred side of your operation here in a minute. But also a big part of being in Texas is trading some steers and heifers both, for those Texas majors. And is that still the plan there in Vernon is to trade some steers?
Oh yeah, for sure. Private treaty, and we're starting to get those holdovers in. And man, it's been tough with the move. I'm a little behind on everything, but everything's starting to kind of shape up and get down. I mean, heck, it's been 30 degrees in the morning and 75 in the evenings, and
Right.
wild weather. But yeah, no, everything's for sale every day. So
Yeah, there
yes,
you go.
sir.
Yeah, no, yep, absolutely. And if a guy follows you on Snapchat very often, it's not just show steers and breeding cattle. A guy might have a pretty daggum good using horse around every now and then.
Man, that's what I pride myself in that. Yes, sir. Yeah, I always have some good horses around. Yes, sir. I
Yep.
train a bunch of team roping horses, and yep. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's good. And so in terms of talking about some private treaty steers, you said you're just starting to get some holdover stuff in. I'm guessing that's probably early county fair, Fort Worth stuff. How
Yes, sir.
late
Like
in the
Denver,
year will
Fort
you
Worth,
go?
Fort Worth
Okay.
size stuff. Yes, sir. Yep. And then we'll
Gotcha.
get the fall
And how
borns
late?
in. What's that?
How late in the year will you go with those steers?
Oh, all the way through validation, dang near to June. Into May. So
Okay.
yeah, we'll get the fall borns in about February, right after kind of Fort Worth. We'll start getting them in. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Yep. So you'll market a good bit of those, probably through social media, hopefully some more drive stuff.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yeah, I do everything basically private treaty. I'm more of like a quality over quantity type deal. I don't like to have just a bunch of cattle sitting around on the feed bill. Tried that once and it eats up your profit pretty quick.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's
Hey,
no doubt.
it's pretty intense down there in your country, showing cattle. Obviously, it's a fast-paced game nowadays, and it takes a lot of experience and know-how. What do you guys? What do you offer in terms of to your customers in terms of following them up, and helping them?
Oh yeah, it's a full service. I mean, you name it, we do it. We travel, we go to shows, we clip them, do everything.
You bet.
Yes, sir. Help with feed. I mean, I like to pride myself in being pretty handy with the feed scoop. Learn from Matt Scasta, Craig Sands, some of them guys, and I pride
Right.
myself in that. That's where I feel like I have a little bit of edge, and
Right.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and those that are new to Quincy or QW Livestock, there's no doubt you've grown up in the business, and you've grown up at some pretty elite places that you've got to work at. Some places you've worked for and ran. And talk about just real quick about some of that. Some of your past experiences with being in Texas or being in Oklahoma or being at some of those purebred outfits. You're pretty well rounded in terms of helping a guy with a show steer or helping a guy breed an Angus cow.
Yeah, for sure. For first, I mean, heck, used to go up to Bucks all the time when I lived in Pilot Point and help clip with those. And lived next door to Brian Martin here recently, and Nick Ryman was a huge influence in my life, and he's the one that kind of instilled and gave me the courage to actually kind of get back into it after kind of quit rodeoing and stuff. And yeah, I mean it's huge.
Right. And I don't know about you, Corey, but when he's talking about rodeoing, boy, he's got some toughness in him somewhere. Yeah, you'd think. He either quit because he wasn't very tough, or he quit because the stock couldn't handle QW. I don't know which one it was.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a weird accident. Rolled one of those Polaris razors, snapped my arm in half. I got a plate, and yeah, it's a weird deal.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
now I can just hold clippers.
Just hold the clippers now? I got
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not all he's good at, is it, Corey?
No, I tell you what, we got a little hidden video here. We're going to bring up here. It's not the size of the dog; it's the fight in the dog there.
What is going on here?
That's that old cheap bull, that Remedy bull, isn't it?
Oh, that is what it is. That's Cattlemen's Congress last year.
Yeah.
broke loose and broke into the shorthorns, and Quincy grabbed him by the short hairs. And
hey, flip that back up there real quick. That's Remedy. Oh my gosh, you surprised me there for a second. Yeah. That's Remedy, the bull that got Scott Shockey down. There's Nate Coulterman and Adam Graven.
Got Big Nate.
Hey, look here,
and Quincy.
right there. Quincy.
Hey, not all heroes wear capes, man.
You got to be half the size of Big Nate.
Half? Yeah. I'm like a quarter. I'm like one of his legs.
He ate a burrito one time that was your size.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny, Corey. That's good. But that's Quincy right there. Those of you that don't know him, when the going gets tough, he ain't afraid to get right in the middle of it. So
we're gonna jump in the middle of it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, so tell us something else. We move out to Vernon. We're still, we're getting in the swing of trading some holdover steers right now. Cattle Congress is approaching us. But tell us about some other big news that's going to happen out there in terms of. Am I hearing talks of a recep herd that you're running?
Yes, sir. So me and a good buddy of mine, Matt and Mitch Montgomery. We're going to put embryos in, all maternal mating type stuff, but we'll start in April for like Januaries, and we'll end the end of May for Marches. But yeah, I want people to come by the stalls and would love to talk to you about it. It'd be like a $200 down when we put the embryos in just to help for expenses, and then $1,800 wean calf. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. You said that's going to start. Implants will start in April.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And this wean calf or a pregnant recep?
No, it'll be a wean calf.
Okay.
It'll be a wean calf. Yeah, I'll have John Nelson with Nelson Embryo Services. He'll do all the embryo work and all the transfer work and. Yep.
Okay. Yep. So if a guy wanted to get a hold of you between right now. Or get a hold of you there at the Cattlemen's Congress to reserve your spot, or you're going to obviously take IVF embryos. You're going to take. I mean, what's the scoop there?
We'll take all of them. I'd like to do the IVFs probably on the first end of it, but yes, sir, yeah.
Okay, good deal. Well, that's going to play right into your wheelhouse, Corey.
Well, I'm just telling you right now, when I first heard of this deal is going to be huge. I mean, I just know the kind of operator that Quincy is, the demand for this sector of the industry. It's going to be huge for both the people sending you eggs and for what you're setting up. It's going to be life-changing. So we hope to be a small part of it with you. If you got room, I think it's a very smart move on your behalf, and we're looking forward to watching what's come from it.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. So that's all good stuff. But, and I mean, another part of the reason we're here tonight, Corey, what is the number of that cow that when you think of Quincy West and you think of good cows, what's the number of that cow there that you asked me about or you asked him about earlier?
Yeah, that pinup gal cow.
Yeah, 8134.
8134, yeah.
Yeah, is she still? Hey, there we go. Is she still in the herd, Quincy? What's the scoop on 8134?
She is here, and she's owned with Georgia Besner, who's pictured right there, and the Besner family, and yeah, she's an incredible cow. She's a great producer, and I'm actually offering her her calf at Cattlemen's Congress.
That's
Got a
right.
bull calf.
Yep, there you go. Seldom Rest Pinup Gal 8134 is a female that you would have purchased along with the Besner family from Andrew Foster. What is the story behind her and her pedigree?
Man, so she is a primo out of that Pinup Gal, which Pinup Gal is a hot rod, Dameron Lucy, and
Okay.
we purchased. Well, I guess I purchased two that year in that sale. A Sandman Pinup Gal, and then the Primo Pinup Gal. And we showed the Sandman probably a little bit more early on. And this one, she won. She would have won Fort Worth Junior Show and then went on to be the Supreme at San Antonio, which is pictured right there.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
So a primo out of how did you say Pinup Gal was bred?
She's a hot rod Lucy,
Hmm.
which would have been Dameron Lucy.
You bet. Yep. And you named this bull Grain of Sand.
Right. So I bred her not knowing that Sandman, if he was at Cavanese or not, but I like the bull. And you know how it is with these first-time heifers. When they're in heat, I like to breed them, on a natural heat. And that's all I had in the tank. And I sent it. And, man, didn't look back. She laid down, had it on her own. I was actually there looking at Georgia's calves that are about to go to Houston. And I rolled that door up. I was like, man, she's getting close. And she laid down and had it. And, yeah, that's Grain of Sand right there. So he's Cavanese. I was actually on the phone with Cash Langford, and I'm driving. And I'm like, man, I don't know what I'm going to name this bull. Maybe like, Inner Sandman or Grain of Sand. And he's like, oh, you got to do Grain of Sand. So it's kind of how he got his name. But,
yeah, I like it. It's a catchy name for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this bull being a Sandman, and that Sandman deal as of lately, hey, it has been some really, really popular stuff. It has been well received stuff. And as of lately, it's starting to be some stuff you see at the backdrop.
Man, he's hot. Yeah, he was just sired the reserve heifer at Kansas City this year as a calf.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that's one of the few shows I watched most of it, and I think, Randy Dangsher for judging his first Angus show, I thought he did a great job. But for him to use a calf, he had to step out there to use a baby calf in that arena. But I'm telling you, from ringside, it sure looked justified to me. That thing's neck and body and structure, and looked like good stuff.
Man, that heifer. So I go up and help Andrew and them every year at Seldom Rest for their sale. I drove up there month before that, just kind of getting eyes on everything. And yeah, that heifer, she's a standout. And
she was the high seller in the sale.
She is the high seller, yes, sir. She was like, I'm pretty sure she was 220. And then there's another one that's probably my favorite that no one's seen yet.
Oh, no,
she's a younger heifer. So Yeah, that bull, he does. Man, they're so intriguing. Like, and if you know me and anyone that knows the type of cattle that I like, I am a straight up hooks to pins, pins to hock to ground type of guy. Got to have a wide pin set. Got to be square, level hipped, and like that. I mean, that's like grain of sand. This bull right here, his pin width and his hip and his smooth muscle pattern. It's just unmarked. I mean, and his structure and integrity. I mean, you don't see. I think we're kind of getting away from a lot of this. Everyone's wanting to choke throat, and we're kind of getting a little straighter in our shoulders and knees. And man, this bull's angularity, like from the top of his blades to the point of his shoulder to his knee, is, man, it's silly. And I think that's what that Sandman. I think that's where he was good also. But
yeah. You know, and you talk about Angus bulls here and Cavanese Angus bulls, but you know the bull when I see this picture here, I guess for me personally, he reminds me of a unbelievable type bull or possibly a style, just in terms of his look and his extension and his balance. And then to top it all off, we're talking about a bull you can take directly to a heifer calf, you know, right out of the gate.
And that's where I think he's going to be so unique. Also, is these crossover breeds are getting so hot. You know, with like the main Angus or the Sim Angus. I think that this bull will really complement like a Garth or an Epic. You know, I mean, just I don't know. I mean, even like you're loaded up, so he'll kind of square them up, soften them up, and his hair quality is incredible. And I just think that a bull like this, but heck, even like on your Here I Ams and in the club calf deal, I mean, you don't really have, I don't know. I mean, this bull's going to keep look and still going to give some drop in middle, and his belly is so big and big out of his back. And I don't know. I just think he's very versatile, in all honesty.
Right. Yeah, and backed by an extremely successful cow, backed by, you know, we probably go back a couple of generations on his maternal side and talk about cattle that's popular, that's well received, that's, you know, champion pedigrees.
Well, heck, like that, his dad, the sire, that Sandman, I mean, that's a full sib to the first Angus cow I ever bought. And whenever I saw her and Andrew String in Denver as a calf, I mean, she hit me like a bag of bricks. And I called my best friend, Adam Shirley, and I was like, I'm about to try to buy an Angus. I don't know if it's good, bad, or indifferent, but it's about to happen.
Well, you study the whole pedigree. You start with Clausen, and that goes back to Green's Princess, right? Arguably Express's cow that has made everything that's won in their show string. The bottom side of the Sandman, you got direct style Cabin Creek Sandy. I mean, Kyle Conley's, some of his best cows are Sandy daughters. Obviously, Seldom Rest. They're just every Colburn's. The Sandy cow is infamous in the Angus breed. Primo, you go back to 1339, arguably one of the best cows, and then Pinup Gal on the bottom side of that cow. I mean, he's covered on all four corners.
No doubt.
Yeah. No doubt. So tell us, we broke him down. We still like him. You know, there's got to be a hole in him somewhere and hadn't seen it. This thing's legit. So, what's your plan? What are we going to do with the bull moving forward? Is this something you're going to have a sale, or what are we doing with him, Quincy?
Man, so I've been just trying to think about the most, just how to get him out there type deal. And I thought, man, ever since I was a kid, I bought stuff off bid offs, and gives an opportunity for everyone. If you want to come see him, you can see him. So what I'm going to do is he will be in my stalls through the duration of Congress, and I'm going to do a phone bid off, and bids are going to be due January 9th at 5 p.m.
Okay.
And I feel like that'll give everyone from the Simmies to Lemmies to club calf guys to whoever to get a look at this bull. because I mean, I really think that, in all honesty, seeing them live in person is you'll respect them a lot more.
Okay,
But,
gotcha. So
yeah.
he'll be in your stalls.
That'll be barn
what-
4. I actually looked at it today. I'll be in barn 4. They had a mix-up on my stall numbers, but I'll get back to you on that.
Yep. No, that's quite all right. So barn 4, which is just north of as the Oklahoma people call the old red barn, where they're going to have the herd sire displays. That's barn 3. So moving north towards the parking lot would be barn 4. And so we can find him in Quincy West stalls. And what day do you get in there, Quincy?
We'll get in there the 2nd.
Okay. Yep.
Yes,
So that bull will be in
probably won't
Oklahoma City for a week.
Probably won't get in there till late that evening on the 2nd, but he will be in the stalls ready to roll on the 3rd on.
Okay. Perfect. Yep. And what are we offering? Are we going to sell 100% of the bull?
Yes, sir. We'll sell 100% of the bull and keeping half semen interest.
All right. So 100% walk-in rights of the bull, and QW Livestock will be retaining 1/2 semen interest in the good Sandman son you have dubbed Grain of Sand. So
Yes, sir.
heck of a good deal. I know an old boy that he's been listening in tonight. He's part of a bull stud up there in South Dakota. Boy, I tell you what, that guy there, he ought to be driving them over there and look at him. You need to get Corey Thompson a golf cart. It's what you need to do. So,
yeah. If we can't find a golf cart, we'll get a walker.
Hey, I ain't that old.
No,
I'm gonna load my semen tank up with embryos and go down there and pick a bull up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, I love the way you're talking to me.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, hey Quincy, I gotta
this bull, like you said, looks like he's just a multi-purpose the way he's bred in terms of the main breed, the limousine breed, the Simmental breed. I mean, it's far beyond what he can do in the Angus breed.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Well, hey, this is exciting. It's exciting to get to listen to your new deal going on down in Vernon. It's exciting to listen to you be fired up to start peddling some of them early show steers and shoot. I about forgot all about the recep deal because we've been sitting here looking at Grain of Sand for the last 15 minutes. But exciting things going on at QW Livestock, whether it's the show steers or the anticipation of what Grain of Sand can do for this business. And I know you're anticipating a new owner and what that bull can do for you financially and a new person as well. I know Corey, he's anticipating kind of what's going to happen with this recep co-op herd that you're firing up with from January to March calvers. So,
For sure.
Yeah,
We
you
are
bet.
And I talked to Tyler Norvell the other day, and he told me he has your number on speed dial for Oklahoma City next week. I'm just be watching Tyler's number. It's an Oklahoma number. You'll know.
Yeah.
He's show ring security. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. We don't watch those Sunday westerns. We live them, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you were John Dutton long before there was John Dutton, weren't you?
Why, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, Quincy, it's been our pleasure to have you on Drive Marketing, and I'm excited to get to Oklahoma City and get to see your bull, and it's always a pleasure to run into you. And anytime I get to see you, it's a pleasure to get to visit with you. And I encourage those that haven't met you, hey, just extend your hand out to Quincy, because he has no problem talking to you, whether you're a young man like one of my boys or Corey's, or you're an older gentleman. You're always a pleasure to talk to. So anyway, good luck in Oklahoma City, and hey, we'll see you there.
For sure. I appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all.